feel bad for the crews because they don't time us out when we speak English on their channel. I mean, well, if it bothers them, they should make it a rule. Like, it's a rule on my channel. You can't speak any other language than English on my channel. You'll get timed out. It's there for a reason. I can't interact with people I don't understand. You know? Our mods can't moderate chat they don't understand. So, it's there for a good reason. It's a very common thing to have in an English stream, to have people in the chat only be allowed to talk English. Goldblade02 coming in with a fresh subscription as well. Thank you so much. They've been pretty crazy, these games, haven't they? They've been real good. They've been real good. Been enjoying it. Top right hand side, we've got ourselves the blue Protoss from Asterion Esports. This is Harstem. Bottom left hand side, a red Protoss player from Team Liquid. This is MaNa. Probe coming through the center of the map. As you see, second gateway coming up on either side. Happy holidays, love the tree, says Goldblade02 in the chat. Thank you so much. Thanks for the subscription, dude. Really appreciate it. Happy holidays right back at you. Young Wontons coming in with the Twitch Prime sub as well. What's up? Thank you so much for your Twitch Prime. As you see a Stalker and a Sentry up on either side of the map, this PvP getting going in a very much so expected sort of way. So, getting this going. Thank you for the subs, guys. A little bit of sub hype in here as well. Restarting the sub train. Choo choo. Sound like a bit of an idiot when I say that, don't I? Alright, 2 people to put on the tree after the game. Sentry and a Stalker coming out into the middle, and is going to be seeing this Nexus thrown down as well at the moment, so just going to go into that nice fast expand. Honestly, MaNa, well, he starts up 2 more Stalkers while Harstem starts up a Sentry, so there is some potential here for some interesting bits and pieces perhaps. Nexus comes down with the natural expansion at Warp Gate, about halfway done at the moment. And Warp Gate just about halfway done. But both players expanding, just a little bit of a difference in the gateway units built. There's 2 more Stalkers from MaNa as the first hallucinations go across the map, and they are obviously going to be very important to telling you what's going on. So hallucination coming up, and going to be heading in towards the main to obviously give you some information. Harstem has the same on his on the other side of the map. So both players just getting scouts, and as they both go Twilight Councils in pretty much the exact same places on the base, they are both going to be ending up in very similar positions, and they both have the same info. Harstem just has a few extra probes. Very slight difference here, but it is very true. Man, maybe going to put some more time Chrono Boost in his Nexus now. I think he just used 1 extra Chrono Boost on his Warp Gate, which might make some sense. So while he's down on probes at the moment, he is ahead a couple of Stalkers still, and he will have a faster warp in available too. So, you know, maybe arguably those couple of probes will see some repercussions later, but that's to be seen. As MaNa just throws down a Forge, Blink on the way up from both players, and MaNa even going to feel confident enough to move out with a couple of Stalkers out on the map. Go and see what's going on. Stalker off to the right, Stalker off to the left. There's that Forge on the Robo facility coming down from Harstem as well. So again, these going. As you see Resonating Glaives coming up on the Twilight Council. Again, the Robotics facility. It's going to be a bit different to something that we see from MaNa, which is just no Robo yet. It means that already Immortal production could come through. And Immortal Glaives. Harstem actually cancelled Blink for the Glaives. So, obviously after kind of seeing what's going on so far, Harstem feels like Glaives might be a little bit better for him here. As you see those Stalkers coming over to the right-hand side, and this hallucination of Harstem down to the south. So hallucination comes on through and is going to just fly straight over the natural, over those probes and into the main base. Again, just keeping up to date with what's going on. So Harstem cannot possibly be caught off guard or anything here. He should be very sure of what's going on. Again, just turn this Blink Stalker opening into like Immortal and Glaives, and I don't know if he gets aggressive with it too. I mean, one Immortal being Chrono Boosted, that's how important he sees that. Obviously, there is going to be Stalkers here, and a lot of them. Nice hallucination from MaNa. Sees that Immortal popping out, so he knows kind of what Harstem's plan currently is as he goes into his own Robo. 4 extra gates as well. And Harstem just goes for 2 extra gates, so MaNa maybe being more of the aggressor here as the Stalkers come across the map. This is 10 Stalkers, and that's why that Immortal is very important to have very early on. No Blinks just yet, just shaving away some of the shield battery energy as Stalkers move up the ramp, then blink away. A couple probes down across the map as 2 Adepts just show up in the natural, though. That's 5 workers, nothing in position to defend, and this is huge damage by Harstem. 7 workers killed. For a moment, he pulled back in the wrong direction, honestly. He'll get to 10 workers. That probably could have been 11 or 12 if he hadn't pulled back, then targeted the Stalker. But it does put him 9 workers up, and that's, again, the sort of win Harstem maybe needed. Forces MaNa back home as well, so suddenly that blink upgrade from MaNa isn't really being as useful as you might usually want it to be. MaNa moves around the left. I wonder if he's just trying to cut off a warp prism that he's maybe expecting to go towards the main. That could be a reason he goes to the left-hand side rather than just up through the middle of the map here. Stalker's coming all the way up to the top into the opponent's side to, again, try and put some use into that blink opener, which has not really seen much use at all just yet. Well, Harstem has really built that Glaives and only used those couple of Adepts to harass with, but hey, I guess he can't complain if it's killed so much. Love this hallucination, by the way, an Immortal, which will maybe just tank some damage. If these Stalkers decide to come on in, there could be some damage lost there, as these couple of High Templars should morph into an Archon too. No reason to go Storm in PvP just yet, at least. Sometimes a few players have used Storm to kind of pop a bunch of Immortal shields when they're clumped up, and so, I mean, TLO actually just did that in the last game, using the Storm against the Immortals. But, it's something that you really invest into way later in the game, or if your opponent's going like Mass Void Ray or something as well. For the most part, Storm, not really a PvP ability, as we see 2 Adepts in the main base. The Stalkers are warping in slowly because the pylons aren't connected. Harstem's going to shade away as well, so 6 probes, nothing lost. He's preparing for the blink up into the main, but MaNa sees this army is in position. And Harstem comes over, will get rid of the Observer, so now the blink up is no issue. The only pressure could be on the natural as Harstem's Archon's out of position, and that's a mistake from him, just letting those rally down to the low ground. But again, the Adepts were in work across... The Adepts were at work over and across the bottom left side of the map. 12 more workers killed. That was 6 and then 6 more. Make 12 total. So the top of the 10 earlier, that's now 23 workers killed in this game in total. 4 Adepts, 22 workers between them, and 1 worker at some earlier stage as well. Absolutely crazy, as we are going to be seeing the Immortals and so on coming through. Wait, TLO played Protoss? No, TLO played Zerg, but he Neural Parasited a High Templar and stormed the Immortals to pop all the barriers during one of the fights against MaNa. Is what I was saying. I guess if I said that kind of quickly before and kind of in the middle of a PvP, you guys would probably be like, wait, what? So that's what I meant when I was talking about TLO using that storm against MaNa's Immortals. 4 probes down. This time it's going to be Harstem who's in some trouble as MaNa's Dark Shrine gets to work. Observer is... there's a couple of Observers out for Harstem. He's already lost 10 workers. Observer is in the main. He just doesn't have any units to actually kill these DTs apparently. And that's becoming very painful as Adepts across the map. This time Stalker's in position to defend. And those DTs are going huge. Now 14 workers killed, and Harstem, after doing such a good job here of doing all that damage across the map, DTs just come in and cause so much chaos. Not only did he lose a bunch of workers, he lost some army as well. Well, MaNa is obviously going for an Immortal-less style, so he's going to have Archons from the DTs and the Stalkers as well. He does have charge for the Zealots as... Oh no, the Stalkers find the Warp Prism in the center of the map, and they will get the kill. I mean, getting that Warp Prism is big, of course, but it costs him a good few Stalkers. It does just slow Harstem down in terms of what he can do next, as MaNa's Warp Prism is still active, and those DTs are going huge at the moment. A couple of Archons trying to come over, but as soon as they do, I mean, you just know that those DTs are going to lift up, but they're going to try and go for the Nexus first, but he doesn't get it. 2 DTs go down for that attempt. That doesn't actually work out. On the far left-hand side, Stalker's just wandering around as well, as you do see a few of these units coming in the front. 2 DTs and that Prism setting up on the right as well. Coming up the right-hand side here, Stalker's to the top. As you see a couple units in the main with the Observer as well. Oh, he's going to force the DTs to turn around. The Prism to kind of stay away from the DTs there, so the DTs should go down here. Storm's coming in as well. He's going to try and recall those DTs. The Observer out of position, and the DTs get away. And MaNa just using the Blink Stalks and the DTs very nicely to buy time to set up back at home. As those Stalkers still coming around. Here we go through the center of the map. Zealots, Archons, and Immortals. Wandering forwards, and I mean, Harstem's been looking for a fight for a little while, but now he's actually down an attack upgrade as well. Still has the tech advantage, I would say, with 3 Immortals against 1, but the Archon count's pretty even. Harstem kind of needs a warp in of Zealots right here, but he doesn't have it just yet. Now he will begin to warp it in, but the Stalker's going to jump on it. Reinforcements go down, and Harstem shouldn't really win this fight. He's getting massively outnumbered on the top side. And as you do see the Archons for a moment, we're fighting on the Zealots. Okay, well, here comes some reinforcements. That's big. Is it big enough here as MaNa's Warp Prism comes in to maybe add some micro into this? Zealots overrunning. Harstem will not be able to kill the Prism in the same way MaNa did. That's GG. MaNa taking game 1. So the Christmas tree is something I've done for 4 years now on Twitch. Rifkin stole my idea, and he has no shame about it. You know, he said he made it original because he threw the decorations at the tree instead of just placing them on nicely. You know why he does that, guys? He throws decorations because he doesn't care about you. That's what your sub to WardiTV means. It's a plastic ball flung over his shoulder at a tree. A tool for target practice. He doesn't even throw it well. It's the worst throws I've ever seen. Bottom left-hand side, our Red Protoss player is Team Liquid's MaNa up 1-0 in this best of 5. And to the top right, our Blue Protoss from Asterion. It is Harstem. I wouldn't say Rifkin stole my idea if he didn't explicitly state, I saw Wardy doing this and making loads of money, so I thought I'd get a tree too. So there you go. He's a gamer, of course he can't throw. What are you on about? I watch StarCraft 2 pros throw games all the time. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Da, 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 da. Why is that mothership clip not on Reddit, guys? We have a great moment. MaNa goes and like feedbacks all the overseers, and I go crazy. No one posts our StarCraft. Now, I'm a little bit salty about our StarCraft. I know we have all these usual reasons, like this stupid shit. Every time I try and post on our StarCraft, people are like, wow, self-promotion. Wow, Wardy, what are you doing? Wow. So I don't post my own stream ever on our StarCraft or anything like that anymore, because I've genuinely just been told you're not allowed to self-promote. And yet there's 2 or 3 content producers who get away with posting absolutely anything they do on Reddit. Like, and I'm not against that, but it'd be cool if I was also allowed to do that, right? Like, how come it's fine for them to post anytime they put their stream live of any sort of event? But if I post my event once a month, they go, oh, self-promotion! A little bit mad, not gonna lie. Wardy, do you actually play SC2? Yeah. Who is allowed to do it? I don't think anyone's allowed to do it, just they don't get called out or stopped from doing it. I'm not going to name names, I'm just saying in general, it's because I don't think it's on the content creators. Like, if I could, I would, right? I don't blame them for doing it. I'm just saying, like, I think it's kind of shitty that it's a double standard that me and Rifkin get shot on every time we self-promote, and other people are apparently completely fine to do so. Isn't it because you're supposed to have 9 posts that aren't self-promotion before you post on yourself? Yeah, sure. And they still tell me it's self-promotion and I'm not allowed to do it. And if you look at the stuff these other guys are doing, they only post their own streams and their own events. So, I mean, either way, it's still not right, you know? Why don't I ever stream me playing? Because I know what's bad content, and me getting tilted losing at StarCraft 2 is very bad content. Name names? I'm naming names. Our StarCraft mods. It's their fault. It's not the content creators' fault. It's the mods or the Reddit rules that are at fault here, not the content creators. found the clip of Rifkin slipping on a from Christmas decoration. He didn't even slip on a decoration. He literally tripped over his own foot. It was quite impressive. It was quite impressive. Man, that Oracle comes in, gets 3 kills, but obviously MaNa is completely one base here. I really have to switch this into the PvP because I've been watching this develop and I've still said nothing. And, you know, we're only about 7 seconds away from someone telling me that I should be talking about the game. Because MaNa is about to have Blink. He's on, what, 3 gates at home, 1 across the map, so it's 4 gateways in total, but look how well prepared Harstem is. 3 shield batteries, Immortal being chrono boosted. Hallucinated Phoenix coming out and across the bottom left-hand side. Stalkers going to get themselves hallucination right away. Obviously, Harstem now at least knows where those are. There's going to be a blink up into the main, which obviously bypasses the shield batteries. That Immortal gets to the shield battery anyways, though. And it's been kept alive a long time, long enough for a couple Stalkers to die. Then he blinks back into the main. Okay, well, he will have Blink to get out of here again before anything else happens, so not the end of the world. Those Stalkers poking around, and that should be... he's going to go for the Sentry, which will go down. And then we are going to be seeing that hallucination pushed away. So attack back to the low ground now as the next Immortal. Just moments away. Obviously, Harstem is going to look to chrono boost those Immortals out and keep them coming, basically. We're going to be seeing a couple of Stalkers. One Stalker going down. Zealot and Immortal coming forwards as well. So the Void Ray goes down this time. Obviously, again, just looking to fight in the main away from shield batteries. That one Stalker gets away too. And MaNa just being as annoying as possible with this at the moment. I'd kind of love to see Harstem just add a couple shield batteries like here and here, so you can fight these units here with the shield batteries to help. Obviously, that does get very expensive, though, over time. Now, MaNa's about to be up against 2 Immortals, so it's very important for him to almost get this 1 Immortal sometime soon. Because when there's 2 Immortals, you start to take a lot of damage while trying to target something down, so you have to be careful with that. Sentry has the energy to hallucinate again, so once again, the high ground blink is a possibility. And well, here we go. Force Field comes down to trap one of those Stalkers a little bit. Brings the Immortals backwards. Just waits for the Stalkers to be really committed forwards for a moment. Harstem begins to pull some probes in as well. He can afford to lose a few probes here. He's completely fine to lose a few probes. And even some mining time. He's on 36 to 22 workers as he comes back to defend the natural. Again, shield batteries here though, so it's always going to be difficult. But he is slowly getting his way through that shield battery's shields. And now we're on 3 Immortals. Can Harstem... or can MaNa ever really take a straight-up attack against this? His army supply advantage is dissipating. If he blinks on top of the Immortals, these Zealots are actually very crucial because usually Zealots in this situation just get kited for days, but it stops these Stalkers from blinking on top. Because if they were to blink on top, those Zealots are going to go huge on what are usually ranged units, putting themselves in melee range. Lion's getting ready for a big break, though. He's got lots of force fields to force field those Immortals away, and that's going to keep those shield batteries a little bit exposed for a while. And he only had those force fields, though. He's got maybe 1 more available. He's got exactly that. 1 more force fields. Needs to put it on this ramp, I think. As one shield battery goes down, the Immortals are somewhat able to reach this now. The shield battery is still in action. And MaNa's attempt to break through only kills 2 probes. Yeah, MaNa just has no real follow-up to this. As we see the shield stasis ward come in there as well. All of these are just things which just help Harstem out. Looks like he'll get a second Oracle, feeling comfortable enough to invest resources elsewhere at the moment. As you see one Stalker blinking in, sets off that stasis ward. He also built a Warp Prism, which means he's got micro potential against these units of MaNa, which he's not had for a little while just yet. So now he can keep his units alive a little bit more easily as well. That will obviously help. But with the double Oracle, I feel like he can maybe just go across the map, because then he's going to force Warp-ins at home at the very least, if not get some good damage done. If those Oracles want to go across the map, they might want to stay here and defend at the moment. They are going to go across, but I mean, it is a tough little moment or so for Harstem. Doesn't lift that Immortal up. Small mistake there. Obviously, the idea of building the Warp Prism is that you're comfortable with enough Immortals, but if you start losing those Immortals, it's going to become a bit tougher. But with this many shield batteries, and now there's no sentries as well, by the way. They just all died, and here we go. There's the big blink coming in. The Warp Prism micro is good for 1, 2, and oh, the third Immortal stays alive on 1 hit point anyways. Calculated, you could say. Harstem defends to take game 2. Tires. Game 3, the best of 5 to the top left-hand side. Our red Protoss player, guys. This is Team Liquid's MaNa. And at the bottom right, our blue Protoss is Harstem defending and tying up this best of 5 series. Guys, again, if you're enjoying the stream today and you're enjoying, you're having fun, you're loving the content, this tournament was put on by myself and TakeTV. We took $750 out of our pockets, out of my pocket, and then $750 out of TakeTV's pocket. And yeah, we put this tournament on. So shout out to all you guys for tuning in today and for having a good time. But obviously we are trying to make the money back on this tournament and stuff like that, so that we can run more of these in the future. Like, again, one of the first things me and Naruto said to each other was when we were putting this tournament on, like, if this was a big success, if this, you know, was viable to kind of sustain and do again and again, we would do it again and again. So just want to emphasize that while donations will obviously help me keep streaming, will obviously help me keep casting, they most importantly help us put on more tournaments to give more players more chances to win money throughout the year of StarCraft 2, and we are definitely interested in keeping on doing more of these. So any support definitely helps more of these to happen in the future. Couple Stalkers on the way from MaNa, as we're going to be seeing differences in the openings here. Stalkers versus Stalker Sentry. Harstem with that Sentry will just look for that hallucination like we've seen before. Probe nibbling around. Sentry is pushing that probe away into the main. Stalker comes out and helps get the kill. Next is going to drop down on the natural, as you're going to be seeing the next on each side of the map here. A couple of Stalkers from MaNa going to get ready to go as well. And again, as 2 more Sentries get added in, it's going to be having... It's actually going to end up in kind of the same position from both players. They're both going to have 2 Stalkers. They'll both have 2 Sentries. Difference is Harstem will not have 2 more Stalkers from MaNa starts up because he opts for the faster Robo facility. So again, that robotics facility down now. And getting this ready to go. We see a hallucination through the main. Sees a few of those probes and just hanging out over the left-hand side. Now, during that break, sorry, I a little bit forgot about this, and the next notification just reminded me of this a little bit. Roy010 came in with that Twitch Prime sub during that break. Came in just at the start. So I apologize for forgetting you there for a moment, Roy. I really do. Thank you so much for subscribing with your Twitch Prime. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Sweat NK comes in with the tier 3 sub for a 2nd month. Can we get some love in the chat for Sweat NK, one of the very few people who are a tier 3 subscriber. Thank you so much, Sweat NK, dude. Thank you so much. And Laskev, or Laskev, has just come in with the 500 bits as well. A quick forage of love in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. Give me some love in the chat for everyone showing some love to the stream. Thank you for supporting the content. Thank you so much for supporting the tournament. This has been 2018 has left the game. We have 1 broadcast left of this. That comes in on Wednesday. It's our grand final playoffs. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's been a great event to run. Like I said, you guys have been awesome at supporting it. I'm sure we will do more, but obviously any further help does help us continue to make sure that's a reality. Robotics Bay drops in the main from Harstem, as we see a few Stalkers and a couple of Sentries there. Warp Prism as well, all heading towards the upper left-hand side. Not sure if Harstem really has enough to make this happen here, although the Warp Prism going to be the target initially. Force Fields are kind of good too. His Warp Prism micro is very good to keep units alive, of course. Now warping in an extra Sentry, so he has another Force Field, but shield batteries are on the way up, so doesn't have too long to wait around. A couple of Adepts here in the back as well. Harstem needs to get them up in the front, or at least shade them through, and they will get into the main base. No pylon block there, so Adepts in the main can go and target down some workers. No, he cancels. Harstem will hang back. 36 workers apiece. Harstem's Robo Bay finishing, going into the Disruptor, as Blink is about to finish up from MaNa, and trying to Chrono Boost out an Immortal to help him defend. So Harstem knows his limits, knows when to stop pushing, feels he's got enough done so far. Not a lot lost on either side. Harstem basically killed an extra probe this game, but keeps himself in an aggressive position with that Warp Prism at least. Immortal just going to come and sit down on the natural here. As you do see, the second Robo from Harstem is coming up now. Looking to just get that Disruptor count up nice and high. And you know what? I don't think MaNa really knows about this at all. Haven't used his Sentry Energy recently to not hallucinate but Force Field and defend. And obviously haven't been under pressure for a while. MaNa hasn't actually seen what Harstem's switching into at all, so he might be completely caught off guard by these Disruptors. Observe for the front. I mean, Harstem's hallucination already saw these Stalkers wandering over the map, and I wonder if MaNa sees it now. Like, 3 Sentries, 3 Stalkers, he's got to be a little bit like, well, what are you up to, buddy? Like, what are you, what are you doing if you don't have an Immortal here? And now Harstem actually does build an Immortal out on the natural expansion. So that's being Chrono boosted through as the Prism coming down the left-hand side. Immortal and a couple of sentries inside of it. And again, those few Stalkers from MaNa just gathering up together. Currently sitting underneath that Observer. So Observer goes down. Harstem loses a little bit of vision there. But again, his Disruptors, I still don't think this has been seen at all. What's up, Master Tom NL? Thank you so much for continuing a little bit of a love train. Coming in for the €5 or the $5.65. Says, love for all of the streams. Thanks, Wardy. Thank you so much, Master Tom NL, for supporting. Really appreciate it, buddy. As we see Stalkers blinking up in the main. Well, I mean, their Blink's on cooldown. 3 Stalkers go down for the first Disruptor shot. And, well, I mean, those sentries. And Immortal are just left behind, MaNa. He's maybe worried about the Prism on the other side of the map. The Immortal gets saved, sure, but the sentries going down is expensive alone. And now, well, probes are going down in the natural expansion. There's a Depths on target firing those, so you actually could have lost more there. 4 probes going down as well. Looks as though the Immortal died off over here as well, but we're looking elsewhere. Harstem is looking fantastic at the moment, is really making things happen. He is, after that first game, really doing a pretty fantastic job of this. As we get this set up, and, well, he's got another Disruptor shot going into the center. Stalkers blink away. Just managing to make it out of there and alive and in time. You know, still pressing forwards. Disruptor coming forwards, coming through as well. A few more Stalkers warping in. Oh, the Disruptor shot went a little bit wayward for a second there. Another one to kind of ward off. And those Disruptors do have to connect to get rid of this army at this point. Is what we see Red Cross player committing to as he blinks on top of this. Disruptor's on cooldown. Another Disruptor shot. Doesn't quite find anything, but it does force the Stalkers away, which obviously will help as well. Disruptor still not getting a chance to go off. Maybe this time another one as well, so you can't just target them down. MaNa's Stalkers are stuck, trying to run away in the middle of Harstem's army. And this is just going from south to even worse at the moment, as we just see disaster after disaster. Nothing working out. Thank you so much, Sugar Teats, for the fresh new sub. How you doing? Thank you so much for subscribing. And as you see, the Immortal and a couple of Stalkers forcing that Prisoner to lift up and jump into the main. A couple of Stalkers and the Zal going to come and chase that Prism out. Uh-oh. Prism's going to go down. 2 Stalkers inside. Oh, my God. Well, I mean, we already think Harstem's got this game in the bag, but it's just going from bad to worse, really. Like, there's just no getting better. Oh, he saves 1 Stalker. Good job. It went so far south, it's going north. Honestly, it could be at this point. The compasses are confused even. That's how far south we are. Well, Harstem is pushing across the map. I mean, these Stalkers counter-attacking maybe have some potential. Boom, they grab an Immortal. I mean, if you want to turn this into a base trade, I think Harstem wins every time because his army's just that much better already. Doesn't have a couple of Disruptors. I mean, I feel like Harstem just... I mean, yes, it's the best choice for MaNa, right? Like, he's not going to win a straight-up fight. A couple of units turn around for Harstem. Some Zelds come in. This Immortal gets some kills already. MaNa is backing away here rather than continuing to be aggressive. He's going to try and recall. Okay, well, now Harstem gets the fight that he's looking for. The Disruptor goes down as soon as the Stalkers recall in. I mean, again, there's just too many units here. Harstem just keeps pressing forwards. I find it funny that Harstem's playing Blink Stalker. Oh, the Disruptor on the ramp. I find it funny. Harstem's playing Blink Stalker Disruptor and yet hasn't actually got Blink Stalkers. He's just pure like low-tech Stalkers. I love it. I guess he hasn't really needed it, but in a longer game, I guess it would have been one of the next things on the agenda for him. Harstem just cleaning up. He's 61 to 50 in army supply. Flows into the Prism MaNa to try and keep Stalkers alive, but it just doesn't work out. And it really feels like we are on the last few moments. As you see Stalkers blinking around up into the main. And there you have it. A game that was kind of just controlled by Harstem from the early stages, knew what was up, and need a bigotry. As we get this rolling. Game number 4. Harstem leads the series, which means our red Protoss in the bottom right, MaNa, is down. At the top left, our blue Protoss player is Harstem. New sub goal, have enough subs to make the tree fall down. I mean, that is what people have been trying to do. We've had some spam in the chat about trying to kill the tree. People have literally been gifting subs to try and make the tree fall over. Like, that has been the pure reason that they've been gifting subs at points. I'm not even assuming. They've said that. They've literally just said it. Crazy. Probe comes into the main from Harstem, going to scout around. How much is it to get a ball in the tree? It's $5. You've got 500. Well, if you want to be a big baller, you can drop 500. I'll put you up on the star as well. You actually only have to drop like $75 or $100 or so to get on the top of the tree on the star. So if you got 500, you go wild. You can do anything you want. You can go crazy. Two depths and two stalkers on the way up here. Just going to be chasing down that probe. It's the first time we're really seeing the adept opening here now. So two adepts currently shading down to the bottom right hand side. Haven't seen that before. Oh, MaNa kept the probe around so you'll get the pylon block. And against adepts especially, that's so frustrating because obviously adepts want to be out on the map, not sat at home killing the pylon. 500 for your name on the star, then I'll send it to you. And I mean, it's not 500 for your name on the star. It's like $100 or there. I think we're doing it for like $75 this year. I think we did it to someone who donated like $25 and gifted 10 subs. So it's like $75 or so to get on the star. 500 USD is 100 gifted subs. That should tip the tree. That probably would tip the tree. So a good thing no one's going to do it. Two stalkers and two adepts are going to be going in on this pylon in the natural. Pylon gets taken down. I mean, you see that oracle from Harstem on the way up in the main base. So a Stargate coming through here. Nexus in the end drops at the same time from both players. MaNa invested into that Twilight Council a little bit earlier than usual. Going into that before the expansion this time. So Blink being chrono boosted as we see the Robo facility dropping down. Is that the first oracle being made? Nope, it's the second one. First one is out and coming across the map. Oracle going to be heading in towards the natural here, but I guess they'll have to go to the main. Obviously, not much you can do on the natural. Nice block. These adepts are stuck in 4 stalkers. They'll get the kills there, so not a greatest couple of moments there for Harstem with a shield battery up. Very limited as to what this oracle can do. Doesn't really have the time to just sit and kill a probe either, because he has to get out before the stalkers get into position. Otherwise, that's a very dead oracle. Just get out alive, though. Yeah, I bought about 500 decorations yesterday, so I have a lot. Pretty sure you guys aren't going to go through 500 decorations before the end of the month, so I'm feeling pretty okay on that one. Oracles, obviously, 2 of them together have a little bit more potential to get some damage done. Shepherd 604 is going to gift out 5 subs just like that. Are you guys really starting this? We're really doing this again? Guys, if you hear your name right now, you just got gifted a sub by Shepherd, Qualt, Netnika, Floppadoge, Gravitity, and Hello Kitty 411. Thank you so much, Shepherd 604 for 5 gifted subs. And Zuor HS coming into the chat and saying hello, hello, how you doing? Ah, man, one of the oracles going down there as those stalkers are just in position. Second oracle is lucky to be alive, really. Dropping a revelation down to the bottom. As you do see a couple more gates, Immortal, Adepts, Charge all coming up into play. Pope Scythe coming in with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Is this it? Is this the campaign to make the tree die? After we had a little bit of a tree disaster earlier today, we had some decorations falling off because of an overload. Okay, okay. Oh my god, it's not... 5 more? Shepherd? Question mark face? He isn't stopping, guys. If you hear a name, you just got hit by Shepherd. Second sub. Can we get some love in the chat, guys? Shepherd's going to go up on that big star on the top of the tree in a moment. Chemosh, Hastrubal, Vickery, Howdy Bobby, and Majalma coming in, getting those subs from the second sub bomb of Shepherd 604. Thank you so much for the sub, love. That tree is coming down. We will see about that. Stalker's coming up to the top side. As they want to see what's going on here. How much is on the tree? About 400 decorations already. Let's talk about this StarCraft for a moment. Thank you so much for the love, guys. Thank you so much. I just feel like we haven't talked about this game at all, really. So let's let's kick this off and really focus up on this until the end of the game, at least. Get a little bit of a break as we see this Archon taking some damage. Pulling back to the natural. Getting healed up. What about doing a loco and leveling up the tree by removing baubles and adding tinsel? That's the low effort way of doing it. Loco doesn't personalize every decoration with your name and what you did to get on the tree. Loco's tree is cool. I like it. Probably works because he's a bit of a bigger streamer than me. But I like my tree being personalized, even if it does start to fall over. Oh my god, Shepherd! What's this man doing? One man versus one tree. Who wins? I don't even know. Oh my god, he just gave to that's 20 subs. He's just dropped. The man has just gone crazy in the chat. Oh my god. Shepherd has just gifted out subs to Trin7577, HCHLNXP, Grand P807, Lima Lord, Minipone, Claybones548, Docky, Gary6303, That Decrane, and Verimoth. Welcome to the Wardy family via Shepherd. Great to have you with us. Thank you so much for the sub gift again. PogChamps in the chat, hearts in the chat. Let's see some love for Shepherd. Let's keep it rolling. Get the hype in here. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Really appreciate it, dude. That's like $100 he's just dropped. Yes, $100. Boom. He's going on the star. Put it that way. That man is insane. You're right. Fenzinator coming in with the Twitch Prime sub as well as we see Zealots warping in on the natural. Stalkers poking forwards as we see a pylon on this top side. That's going to go down. So pylon falls. MaNa here has just been applying pressure with these Blink Stalkers as Harstem has a Dark Shrine, and that's going to be his way to maybe try and get back into this game. He's got DTs in 2 different mineral lines, and MaNa only has 1 observer on the wrong side of the map. He recalls it back home, but 16 probes down. Well, MaNa had a huge army lead going into this, but this is obviously an opportunity now for Harstem to get back into this game. Here comes the observer. DT on the natural goes down. The Warp Prism, I believe, just got recalled home as well. Corvus is going to continue his campaign too with another gifted sub. This time it goes out to Juts0. Thank you so much, Corvus, as well. The shoutouts just don't end during this game 4 of Harstem and MaNa. Thank you so much for the love, guys. It's just... it's going crazy. It's going crazy. Welcome, everybody. If you just joined us as a subscriber, it's great to have you with us. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the hype. MaNa heading to the top left-hand side. Plus 3 attack coming down on the Forge. Here from Harstem. Obviously, that's delayed on the Forge of MaNa. Blinks in, grabs a Stalker. Harstem's army obviously is starting to catch back up because of the fact that he didn't have the... he has had a worker lead for a while now with those DTs. So that's really good for Harstem. Look at unit count. He is actually ahead by 2 Immortals. A lot of the army count of MaNa that's here, that's kind of in favor, is the Stalkers. That's the big difference. And honestly, Stalkers are not the best of units in the bigger fights. It's not the best of units to have in the bigger fights, but they do have their uses, kind of popping barriers on the mortals early, blinking on top of Warp Prisms, for example. You see those Stalkers blinking away again, just putting use in on that blink upgrade, getting as much value as possible, although they seem to stop moving for a moment there. Only one of them going down, the other 2 bruised, broken bones, but still getting home. Stalkers coming all the way down to the bottom. Archons, Immortals, and Zealots will come up the right-hand side, and it's going to be seeing that War Prism from Harstem. It's going to get nibbled at a little bit. Back down over here. There's actually nothing in position to defend at the moment, so the Stalkers might have to come and defend. Another Archon morphing in. Harstem probably going to look to use that Prism as soon as MaNa's out of position. MaNa has an upgrade advantage going into this fight, so this is not a good start for Harstem. He will try and put down a Stasis Ward, gets killed mid-fight though. Harstem has to back away. Prism needs to move forwards ASAP now as he backs off from this. The one good thing for Harstem in this fight was he is in more of a concave, and he did have MaNa's Zealots kind of stuck behind him, his army there. And that obviously hurt him quite a bit, and the same is starting to happen a little bit right now. As Harstem still trading out pretty okay. His +3 weapons will finish, but is it just too late? Harstem needs an attack on that Archon. It is so low, it will go down in just a split second of damage. Harstem going to try and defend with extra Zealots warping in. Prism coming forwards here as well. Those Stalkers still around. In this sort of numbers, Stalkers can do pretty well blinking on top of units here. Harstem's running out of units to really do much with that. Immortal goes down, and I think it's going to be MaNa to break through. It is MaNa to break through. GG's, and we're going in a little bit. We're a minute 30 into this already, so we have to go in ASAP. Bottom right-hand side, our red Protoss player from Team Liquid. This is MaNa. And at the top left, our blue Protoss from Asterion is Harstem. Sure, he's been saying for a week he'll put a second tree up. I said the other day I was going to give up and put a second tree up, but then people didn't really like the idea. I didn't really get a chance to because I was a little bit ill and I didn't get to come into my studio just before, before the cast. And honestly, I've just been non-stop. I haven't had any wardy, me time for a bunch of, a few days at least, so not complaining. I am loving casting StarCraft and being super busy and bringing you guys loads of content. I just haven't actually had time to put up a second tree. At this point, I think we might just go for the one tree. Because I think this tree is going to hold. I think this tree is going to be fine. I have full belief in my tree. I know you guys don't. I know you guys think you can break it. I don't think you can though, so I believe in it. You're lucky I love you because the Spotify ads are rough. I haven't seen the Spotify ads. Early game PvP here is Stalkers out of MaNa. Getting those up and going. I'm writing decorations, guys. If you're wondering why I'm a little bit quieter, it's because I'm writing decorations. As Harstem's proxy is found. Well, I didn't even see there was a proxy because I was writing decorations. You can blame Shepard. Don't blame the caster, blame Shepard. He made me do it. Obviously, Harstem coming in then to try and defend against this. Super close. He saves that Stalker. That's big. No, talking the Stalker. Gets the kill. Robo up and Shield Battery here. So Harstem is good to get this proxy underway. 3 gates in a Robo. Shield Battery at home in case of an Oracle or so counterattack, but that's not going to be the case. So just a precaution that he's taking as the first Immortal being Chrono Boosted MaNa with his own Robo on the way down. Obviously, having found this on the Scout, though, is absolutely huge for him because now he knows to start setting up shield batteries and get ready for the worst. Immortal and then what? Warp Prism? I feel like it has to be a Prism, right? Get some faster warp-ins at the front, micro that Immortal, and then Immortal number 2 is what I would imagine. No, Immortal number 2 right away. So Harstem says straight up power as soon as possible is the way to do it. It's nice little pop on the Immortal's barrier there. That's actually kind of a big deal. That Zealot's going to survive for a while, though, with the shield batteries coming in play there. The Immortal did get some good damage done, so the shield battery's already, one of them, on half HP. The more shots Harstem gets off, the more energy that goes off those shield batteries. Every connection counts at the moment. Actually, he's able to be in range, perhaps, of that higher energy shield battery. That's kind of a big deal at points. See if he could pick that off. Obviously, that's just a lot of potential healing taken out. Stalkers force fielded forward, so they're not getting out of there. Now, barrier back on the Immortals. The Stalkers kind of just decided to try and dive instead. Oh, that Immortal's going to go down. Shield batteries are out of energy, but Harstem doesn't quite have the units at the moment. The first Immortal of MaNa is about to pop. He kills a shield battery, another one on the way up. Immortals trade out shots for each other at the moment there, but, well, actually, Harstem, there's the next shield battery, going to be able to go back onto that Immortal now. Well, that Immortal's super low. The Immortal goes down. Both Immortals go down. MaNa starts another one. His shield battery's out of energy as it's back and forth. Micro! Stalker for Stalker, another Stalker going down on both sides. This is still absolutely neck and neck, but 2 sentries will not do enough right now. 3 more Stalkers. Harstem did not start another Immortal. MaNa's little bit of extra economy has allowed him to get another Immortal on the way. If that Immortal comes out, I feel like that might just be game. The Zealot takes so long to go down, it's going to kill a sentry. MaNa is defending Harstem. GG. Game number 5 goes to MaNa. Well played.